I'm Tanis Leonhardi, she, her, hers of Seattle. It's my YouTube channel, Tanis Leonhardi, and I'm filming this Friday, 5 April 2024. I've previously on this channel done a hypothetical scenario of my paying off my student loans with an income of $78,000 per year. And I was like, and that's approximately double of the highest in annual salary that I've made to the time of filming, and it was earlier this week, and it's still true for this video being filmed Friday, 5 April 2024. And I was like, why don't we make it a little bit smaller of a step? Not saying that this income I choose for this video and talking through is any more likely or less likely or equally likely as the $78,000, but I was like, let's make it less of a jump from where the total salary, even if I don't see all of it at the end of the year, let's make it closer to what I've had previously to make it more of a picking up where I left off at the total salary as opposed to like total spendable income after taxes and student loans. So this is my hypothetical scenario of my paying off my student loans with an income of $46,000 per year. So this is a hypothetical scenario of my paying off my student loans with an annual income of $46,000 a year. This would be approximately $7,000 more than the highest annual salary I have made to date. Video filmed Friday, 5 April 2024. So let's do an annual income / employer setup for this. So it's going to be kind of the same breakdown, same categories as last time with slight differences to account for the income difference. And here income is salary, because for entering for that I have seen with my student loan stuff, it's once one has a salary, there's like minimal reportable income. What I have encountered, income and salary are kind of synonymous. So but per my understanding, that's the same for this. It was the same for the previous video as well. So annual income / employer setup, $46,000 per year. Let's shake it up. Employers and breakdown. Attila Salai pays me $38,000 a year, and Roland Salai pays me $8,000 a year. So that adds up to $46,000. Salai and Salai are spelled differently. They're not brothers, at least so far as I'm aware. But yes, one spelling of Salai has a Z and one does not, and one has two L's and one does not. Not necessarily respectively for that. Okay. So housing / who living with, I don't know. So with those two as my employers, would I be based in France and spending a bunch of time in Hungary? I don't know if the employers get to a say. So let's say I'm based in France. For the $78,000, I might be spending a bunch of time in, let's say, Arizona, or a warmer climate, or Italy, or wherever Leon wants me to be. And then for this one, same thing, but it might be these employers might be in Hungary. Oh, and don't forget about Noah Lyles, although is Virginia. Where is he based? Does he roam? Is that like Scotland? Okay, anyway, point being, living with my soulmate and or soulmates, and then working as applicable where working. Context, University of California, Berkeley, salary maxed at about $39,000 a year. Other benefits brought total up to about $60,000 to $70,000 per year. For international students, it could be over $100,000 because of the tuition waiver. So national and international. For the program I was in, which is graduate program in geophysics, we had a tuition waiver. I applied to, was admitted to the PhD program. So yeah. There was averaged out to about 100,000. So they'd say the students get about 100 or like a 6-figure per year in investment, but if that was for on average. So it didn't, that was not representative of me. Right? So I have not made $46,000 in a year, though with the tuition waiver, that package would be above the $46,000 I'm talking about here. So taxes from total income, I decided on, I don't know what it would be, right? So how much would be with taken away from my income, salary, $46,000. I went with 18%. It might be high, it might be low. So I was like, but that sounds about right. But I don't actually know, and so. I'm busy! And so that comes out to about $8,280. So I'd have a remaining of $37,720. So for student loans, I was thinking, how much would I like to do for that? The goal here is to get them paid off and at least attempt a semi-timely manner. And so I decided to go with 25% from the $46,000. So that's $11,500. So, and I have about $45,000 in student loans. So the remaining income would come out to about $26,220 per year, approximately my income after taxes. My first year at the University of California, Berkeley. So I have actually lived on about approximately $26,220 per year. That was my first year at the University of California, Berkeley, and that was it was a struggle for real. Time frame for especially with rent. I think my rent was like $2,100, and somebody that died in the family, so I got a little bit of money, but I would like. And then it was like, we brought my car back to save that $100 a month because parking was $100 a month. Or is that, yeah, it was a struggle. Okay, time frame for paying off student loans would be approximately 3.913 years at $11,500 per year. If, with the catch there being, so there's interest on student loans, so that could grow. So I don't know how well I'd keep pace with it, or how much new interest there would be by the time I get that first, I'm inputting myself into the system for the income-driven payment reoption with a salary kind of thing, reportable salary. So if really wanting the approximately 3.913 years, could increase percent of income as necessary if able. So like, let's say the interest is going really high and most of my living expenses are covered by my person I'm living with, my soulmate and or soulmates, and person I'm living with, or whatever that situation is. Hopefully the person I'm living with, or at least one of them is my soulmate, that kind of thing, could increase percent of income as necessary if able. So if I'm really reliant on them, if we're okay with it, we, like as in we are, him and I, then increase my, like if it's looking like it's going to be 4 point something years, increase the percentage I'm paying off so that it's back down to 3.913 years kind of thing. There's flexibility on, depending on what I want to keep approximately what the target is here. Lifestyle / hobbies during repayment period. So this would be a bit different than the other options. So it would be like running, road running, boxing. That's one that it's a little bit of it would be investment, but there's enough money there that if like housing is covered and food and stuff like that, well then maybe I actually think about that. Field work too, like just some basic geology field work, mineralogy, but yeah, okay, field work more generally. I've done that West Seattle Bridge stuff, which was more engineering, trying to see if I could apply my geology and engineering kind of thing. Biography books in the most unflattering way possible, like in one summer. This is one where if I really don't have that much going on in my spare time, I can do a flurry of activity, and like especially if I figure out like this just clicks for a storyline for the person's biography, I'm gonna guess that like that just flows. Some stuff in life I get a bunch done over a like short extended period of time, like a short to middle endurance, like 3-month sprint, so to speak, but it's not really, it's a high volume, just get a lot done. I have pushes like that, in projects like that, and sometimes it's like a month or two, and sometimes it's like 3 months. So, or multiple months. Point here being like approximately in one summer, it'd be unflattering. All of a sudden I'm like, just down that, I consider it semi-unflattering. There goes my work-life balance. Okay, lifestyle changes once they are paid off. So this would not technically be a rebound, as I have not made this much before an annual salary. So there wouldn't be rebounding to something I knew previously earlier in life. Like I made a bunch of money and then lowered my income and then I'm back to that or above that. I would be, at a level I had not achieved before in my life. kind of thing. But it's not that much more. So I'd be what, 11,500 more per year that I'd see in pocket, so to speak. So then I guess maybe fleshing out the hobbies, pastimes I have, kind of thing. Buying fencing equipment if I wanted to do fencing. So there's the fencing still makes it somehow, but like maybe not during repayment. Then YouTube projects and video frequency during repayment and post repayment. So Heritage Travel Trip Series, I'm going to guess in this case, this scenario would be a bit delayed. It'd be a little potentially more delayed than for the $78,000 a year. I was like, well, what could I do during the repayment period? How about eating lunch with Bob Bowman videos? And like if I'm spending a bunch of time in France, maybe Léon Marchand kidnaps Bob Bowman, relocates him to makes him coach at a pool in Toulouse, France, and we're sitting there eating lunch, and 2 ducks land in the pool, and then Scar, baby, the gray squirrel, comes out and urinates on the pool deck because she wants her pecan flatbread, you know. So yes, I don't, stuff like that. So Heritage Travel Trip Series here is one I was like, I would like to do at some point in time, but then I could really, you know, there's actually, so that'd be approximately 3.913 years, so say if it's about that. I save a lot of the vacation time. Don't use all of it. If I get paid time off, that's not paid time off, is it? Point being, use the vacation time, stockpile it, maybe use a few days for field work or something, but then make it so I can actually get a couple of the Heritage travel trips done after, like in the repayment period, like get them rolling again. But we'll see how those play out. But that's a hypothetical scenario of my paying off my student loans with an income of $46,000 per year. And again, I'm Tanis Leonhardi, she, her, hers of Seattle, and filmed this Friday, 5 April 2024.